Hey guys, Top 10 Speed here, and in this video, we'll be taking a look at the funniest kid test answers ever. Make sure you watch the video until the end to see some of the craziest test answers from kids that nearly got them expelled. Trust me, what some of these kids ended up saying in their tests and to their teachers will blow your mind, so don't miss out on that. Also, let me know in the comments what your funniest moment ever at school was. I'm interested to know what you guys have to say. This kid was asked what ended in 1896. He wrote 1895. Alright, now this kid is onto something. This kid was asked where the American Declaration of Independence was signed. He wrote at the bottom. I mean, he wasn't wrong, right? This girl was asked to find X in her math class. She didn't know the answer, so she just drew an arrow pointing to X. And right, here it is. I wonder what her teacher thought when she was grading her test. This kid was asked to describe school in one word. He wrote hell. Alright, so this kid for sure does not like school. This kid was asked to draw a picture of what he would look like in 100 years. He ended up drawing his own grave. I mean, at least this kid is thinking realistically, right? This kid was asked to write an example of a risk. He wrote this, and his teacher was very impressed. Briefly explain what hard water is instead of writing a few sentences explaining what hard water is. This kid just wrote the word ice. Name Frankie. I earn money at home by I don't. I am a freeloader. Look, at least Frankie's being honest here. This kid was asked to explain the following equation, but I think they ended up taking this question a bit too literally. This kid was asked to write what he liked most about his teacher, but his answer wasn't too appropriate for the classroom. I'm sure his teacher had to speak with him after this one. This girl asked what her mom should do less of. She drew this picture and wrote drink wine. I think her mom might have a problem. Like the video and subscribe in the next 5 seconds for one whole week of good luck. This kid was asked to name the following shapes, but instead of writing what the shapes were called, this kid ended up writing actual names like Bob, Sam, Teddyson, Cole, and Harry. This kid had a question in their test about naming the opposite, but when it came to writing the opposite of a pro, this kid wrote noob. I bet his teacher had no idea what this kid was talking about. This kid needed to get his parents' signature for something at school. He completely forgot to do it, so he just wrote mom at the bottom of the paper. Literally, no one is going to believe him. What do we call the science of classifying living things? This kid wrote racism. This kid wrote 2 + 2 = 4. But then under that, he tried to make himself look even more smart. But things didn't really work out for him. This kid was asked to write whether 68 was an odd or even number. They wrote even. And then when they were asked to write how they knew this was an even number, they wrote because I'm smart. The teacher wasn't too happy about this answer. During a test for science class, this kid was asked to write what the strongest force on Earth is. He wrote love. His teacher did not like this answer though and decided to draw a big X over this kid's answer. Problem. You fell on the playground and scratched your knee. This kid's solution to this problem was to get up and deal with it. This must be one tough kid. This kid was asked to write what is meant by the word forgetting. They wrote, I don't remember. I mean, technically this kid isn't wrong. This kid was asked to help this dog get out of the maze and to his treasure, but this kid found an insane shortcut. He's definitely going places in life. This kid could wish for anything he wanted in the whole world. He wrote 2 quarters and $3. This kid definitely has some big dreams in life. Hopefully someone was able to grant him his wish. A kid was asked if they wanted to swim with this boy in the water. They wrote no because there's trash in the water. And he's chubby. The trash part of the answer was correct, but his teacher wasn't too happy about the chubby part. During a math test, this kid was asked to find the difference between 180 and 158. This kid wrote 22, which is the correct answer. He was then asked to explain how he found the answer for that question. He wrote math. This kid just gets straight to the point. Miranda can't see anything when she looks down her microscope. Suggest one reason why not. This kid wrote Miranda is blind. The teacher wrote a nice try. I mean, I guess this kid wasn't technically wrong though. This kid completely forgot to study for his test, so instead of trying to answer this question, he drew a sticker that said top secret, as well as some spilt coffee over the questions. This teacher wasn't very happy about this, and I'm sure that he got a detention for what he did. This kid was asked what is the best estimate for the length of a football. He circled 1 foot, and then wrote ball next to it. This kid has really high IQ. This kid was asked to complete this sentence with either the man fit the dog or the man hit the dog. This kid ended up changing his answer to pet the dog, and then wrote you should not hit dogs. This kid is going places in life. This kid was asked to name 6 animals that live in Antarctica, but instead of writing 6 different animals, he wrote 2 polar bears and 4 seals. His teacher was not impressed by the answer. This kid was asked to write what they thought the best solution to overpopulation is. This kid wrote 3 words, The Hunger Games. This kid was asked what this diagram best demonstrates. He crossed out all the multiple choice answers, and wrote giraffes are heartless creatures. If this drawing is anything like real life, this kid is right, giraffes are heartless creatures. This kid handed his homework to his teacher, but his teacher was confused when she saw this random circle on the page. When she looked closer, this kid had written, "Do not touch this." This is snot that fell from my nose. I mean, at least this kid tried to warn his teacher. How kind of him. This kid was asked which color is pulled less often. He wrote green. When he was asked to explain how he got this answer, he wrote my brain is always correct. Now, this is a kid that you should never mess with. This kid was learning about Earth Day in school. When he was asked in a test what was something he learned about Earth Day that could be useful in the future, he wrote that I did not know Earth Day was on April 12th. It might come in useful in a trivia game. The first cells were probably, this kid wrote lonely. Imagine that you lived at the same time as Abraham Lincoln. What would you say to him? This kid wrote, I'd tell him not to go to a play ever. Alright, now this kid is a true hero. This kid was asked to write the opposite of these words. For good, he wrote bad. For black, he wrote white. And then for original, he wrote China. His teacher was not impressed with this answer at all. I'm sure this kid ended up getting a detention. This kid was asking his science test what the highest frequency noise that a human can register. This kid had no idea what the answer was because they forgot to study, so she ended up writing Maria Kari. This kid was asked to write who a hero is. She wrote her father. She was then asked to write why her dad is a hero. She wrote, because he is not afraid of anything. She was then asked to write if there's anything her father is afraid of. She wrote her mother. Her mother must be a really scary person. This kid was asked to draw a square in the space below. This kid got a little confused though, because he ended up drawing a square in outer space. This kid is going to be an artist one day. This kid was asked to write whether the numbers were less than or greater than. He ended up writing or for each answer. Hopefully his teacher was able to explain this question to him. Tony practices the piano for 20 minutes every day. This kid wrote that this means Tony is a big nerd. I'm sure his teacher wasn't too happy with the answer to this question. This kid was asked to circle the smallest number. He was then asked to show how he knew this was the answer. The kid ended up drawing a rainbow. I wonder what his teacher thought when she saw this in the test paper. These 2.5-year-old girls were asked who the most important people to her are. She wrote her family, then she wrote her interests were Minions, Baby Dolls, and Rebel Alliance. She was then asked what she does not like. She ended up writing Grandpa Joe. Marcus is the strongest kid in the 2nd grade. He used to lift 12 pounds, now he can lift 97 pounds. How much more can he lift now? This kid wrote Marcus is on steroids. This question asked how you would make a marriage work. He wrote tell your wife she looks pretty, even if she looks like a dump truck. This kid is going to have a really happy wife someday in the future. This kid was asked to change centimeters to meters. He wrote take out centi. I mean, technically this kid wasn't wrong. This kid was asked, what is your favorite hue? They ended up writing Jackman. These were some crazy and hilarious test answers from kids, but now I've actually got a small test for you. Take a look at this photo here. Really look at this photo carefully, and then let me know in the comments if you think that this girl is above the water or underneath the water. Tell me what your answer is as well, and then I'll tell you if you were right. So let me know in the comments if she is above or below water. Alright, so the truth is that this girl is actually above the water. You could tell by her feet right here. Let me know if you got this right. Anyways, guys, that's it for the funniest kid test answers. Let me know in the comments what you think the funniest kid test answer in this video was. Also, let me know if you've ever written anything funny or crazy in a test before. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Top 10 Speed. Peace.